Welcome to you both. Gregor, to you first. Talk to me, if you would, about the online grocery market today. What are the trends? What should we be focusing on?
Yeah, it's an exciting time for online grocery. We're, so to say, beyond what I would call the COVID hangover. There was a surge, obviously, in demand during COVID. And in the 2 years after COVID, no one really knew where it's going to be. And if I'm comparing last year to this year, last year everyone seems to grow again, but we're not quite sure. This year there's no doubt in all developed markets, and we see it in the US, UK, and all the developed markets, online grocery is actually back and the fastest growing consumer channels in grocery. And we see that everywhere.
In today's cost-conscious, complex world, how do you drive growth? What's the secret, Sarah?
So I think the big importance is to be very purposeful and choiceful, because given, the cost and the big complexity that it drives, you cannot be everywhere. You cannot excel at everything. So understanding what matters to your consumer, knowing the purchasing pathways, like where do I find them, on which online channels do I find them, how do they take decisions, and then basically take the choice and understand how to be there in a matter that is relevant to them. That's going to make all of the difference.
How can businesses build resilience into their supply chains and sustainability as well?
Yeah, there's actually two aspects. So still in online grocery, we are offer constrained, not demand constrained. The customer wants more online grocery and is suffering from insufficient offer still, because supply chain is the big challenge both for the cost and the sustainability side of things. Luckily, they are intertwined in our business, and we're very proud as Ocado because we have a very short, very fit-for-purpose supply chain model and technology with high robotics, where at the end we can do food waste down to about 0.4% of the P&L. As comparison, if you're an offline grocer and you manage to be between 2 to 3%, you're doing a good job. 0.4 is absolutely leading. And in addition, the biggest food waste happens at home, in your fridge, of the expiration dates. You know that, we know that all when we are going to our fridge. With this super short supply chain and this high degree of automation, we're massively extending the shelf life in the fridge of our consumers. And this is the biggest asset, both for the top line as well costs as sustainability.
So what do you think? How can you build resilience and sustainability into supply chains?
Just adding on that, I think avoid rigidity is one of the answers that I would give. So, build some flexibility in your supply chain. Don't focus it all on, one location and one solution, and think about scenarios. So if something happens in the world, and there's a lot happening right now in the world, you have a direct go-to option that you can fall back on, and you don't need to basically right and then and there start from scratch to think about what to do next.
I just want to ask you, what will this space look like in the next, 5-10 years? You mentioned their robotics, technology. It's an exciting space. Loads can happen.
Technology plays a big role, and it's in the heart of what Ocado does. Nevertheless, I think the most exciting thing will happen on the consumer side. As you said, right, they will use different channels. They move more and more from offline to online. They're shopping across both. That will be exciting. But for example, what we're doing on the technology side, where, for example, with our newest fulfillment robotics, the 600 series bot is probably the most complex 3D printed robot in the industry, probably across the industries. Saves energy, is much lighter, spare parts don't need to be stored, so things like that. But also our on-grid robotic pick. So when you are getting shopping from Ocado, for example, in UK, meanwhile, more than 30 to 40% is robotically picked. So no human would touch it between the farm and your refrigerator. And that's obviously where technology excites, because it creates customer value, quality, freshness. That's normally what excites me when technology transforms businesses.
Brilliant. Thank you both so much.